Oh, Triptychon lives!
And welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. Okay, back into Marina Wars. We've looked at, it's been a while, Captain Galleon Prime, Crosscat, DOCK Doc, and Dingbot. We got a ways to go. Let's try to look at a couple other than just two here. Starting with Flathead. He's a runner in a nautical, almost said wrecker. Bounty hunter, is that what this is? The symbol? So he's in alt mode. He's a 7-star character. Mercenary. Bounty hunter. Well, that's right. Wave 1 or 2 before they created the mercenary faction officially. We had a lockdown that it just said bounty hunter under the subtitle, or function. So Flathead is a mercenary that's a runner and plus nautical 7-star boat character with the melee trait and the boat trait. 7-star boat, attack of 1, health of 9, defense 2. Pretty bad. After this battles, you may put a white pip upgrade from your scrap into your hand. I have scrap pile. Let's just take out the word pile. Gomer doesn't like that, let me tell you. If you're familiar with the old show. So after it battles, whether you're attacking or defending, you may put a white pip upgrade from your scrap into your hand. You can't play it, but you can get it in your hand. When you play a card to untap this character, use its tact ability. So I might do this from now on. So I might want to revisit Captain Galleon Prime. I keep doing changes and changes and changes. I don't like it. I'm sure y'all don't like it. It's like, why doesn't he get this finalized before he reveals it? I know. So if you play a ready for action or weightlessness is one that I've created, which allows you to untap a character, but your opponent is also going to have to untap a character. And there's been some others. Oh gosh, the Energon Lasso, or that I think that taps an opponent's character, which is a little strong, but it is star based. So when you play a card to untap this character, use its tact ability. What's the tact ability? Tact, scrap a white pip card from your hand, then draw a card. So if you already have a white pip card in your hand, hey, you can have some draw power by simply playing ready for battle, untapping. Or actually, yeah, it has to be Flathead. He's tied up at the dock, or floating there. Then you're able to, scrap a white pip card from your hand and draw a card. So again, with all this white pip card action going on, you're gonna want more than just 9, maybe 12, maybe 10 to 12. To have a higher probability of getting some white pip cards. But then that's the part of this is being able to get a white pip card out of your scrap without swapping anything after you simply battle with Flathead. Should that be different? Let me know. Flip him over to bot mode, and this mercenary is now at the beach. Not what looks like a lake. He's now a ranged character. His attack goes up to 3. His defense comes down to 1. He has an already bold 2. Should it be bold 1? But I have it bold 2. So they are stronger in bot mode. But they're fairly weak characters with some neat little tricks going on, hopefully. When this does enough attack, maybe that should be damage. I think I copied text off of a wave 1 character. When this does enough damage to KO an enemy, use this card's bounty ability. So he does have a bounty being a mercenary. What is it? It's very specific. Do 2 damage to an enemy equipped with at least a white pip upgrade. Okay, kitty cats. So it's nice damage, but they're going to have to be maybe if they have a couple of like attack drones on them, boom, white pip upgrade. Do 2 damage to that enemy. So there's Flathead. Let's look at Fogbreak. Moving right along, Fogbreak is a Decepticon. He's a 7-star boat with a ranged trait. He's reconnaissance and nautical. Remember, the nautical disappears when they are in bot mode. So his attack is 3. His health is 13. Is that too much for a 7-star character? Defense of 2. Sink. When you flip to this mode while in the KO, a boat you control has bold 1 for battle. Not much, but he is going to have to be knocked out. Flipping from bot to alt gives someone another boat character bold 1. And then there's this, which is kind of copied from Captain Galleon Prime or Crosscat, one of the two. Yeah, except his instead of a 7-star, it's a 6-star here because he's a 7-star himself. After this attacks, you may untap another 6-star or less nautical character in alt mode once per turn, lighthouses and boats. I'm almost down to saying just boats. Because you're not going to be able to untap a lighthouse. So you're going to have, he's going to have to be, so the point is, may untap. You don't have to. So I need to, golly. Got so much going on, guys. I apologize. After this attacks, you may untap another 6-star or less nautical character in boat mode, for the most part, in their alt mode. Maybe I just need to simplify that. It sounds good that like this, but yeah, if you have private little official 5-star boat, if I keep forgetting his name, Sunrunner? No, that's the plane. And you're on your team, and he's and after Fogbreak attacks, then yeah, and the other one's tapped, you can untap him. But again, there's not many boats. You have mine, and the boat, and even if you did one, think about this. You may think, oh my gosh, this is just too strong. I've tried this out. I remember trying to test this. I think this is okay because I was making sure that the trick to this tacked untapping thing isn't too strong. So if Fogbreak is the last one that you attack with, then the other character you're wanting to untap not only has to be in alt mode, they have to be in boat mode. They're going to have to be 6 stars or less now because of based on Fogbreak's star count. So if it's another character that you have that is a 7-star or more character and they're in bot mode, you cannot untap them. They have to be in boat mode, but you're probably not going to want to attack in boat mode in their alt modes because they're kind of weak. I did that on purpose. And I made sure, now how I originally had this years ago, it was broken. It was really broken. And I think this will fix it. If not, I appreciate any suggestions. Okay? So, and then flip Fogbreak over. He's just reconnaissance. He's now melee. His attack goes up to 5. His defense is still 2. Maybe it should go down to 1. When this defends against a boat, do 1 damage to it after battle. To the attacker after battle. So you don't do the non-attack damage before flipping. You do it after flipping. Revenge. When this is KO, draw 2 cards. So that is Fogbreak. He's an uncanny. He's an uncommon character because he's got some neat stuff going on. So let's see. Okay, Foyl is up next. Foyl is actually based on my grandparents' boat and was named after my grandmother. I've said too much. But Foyl here, true friend and nautical. And because they had this boat, and I found an image of it online. Now it's no longer in the family. They gave it to a grandkid. The grandkid sold it for money, I think, or something. Yeah, because it was it was a really cool old boat. It was from the 60s. I think it was a 63. It's the exact same boat, whatever year this is. So there's that, a glass par boat, and I did the water effects on a few of these. So I did do the background for this one. That looks, some of the water effects I started drawing, especially in the computer. The more I did it, the better it looked. This is one of the better ones I thought I did. You know, it was really kind of dark and green up front and light blue in the background. Anyway, so 6-star character, boat and melee, attack of 1, health of 10, defense of 2. After this defends, and at least white and blue were flipped for battle, scrap the attacker's armor. One, if they don't have any armor, then I guess nothing happens. If you don't flip at least white and blue, nothing happens. After this attacks, so he's got something that can trigger based on what you flip after it defends. After this attacks, while a secret action is face down, untap another 5-star or less nautical character in alt mode once per turn. And I might need to put that once per turn on, who was it? Oh, Fogbreak does have it. Okay. Or instead of attacking with while a secret action is face down, it can be mine, or it doesn't have to be my opponent's. It can be either. If they have if they played a secret action on their turn, and you attack and it still hasn't triggered, or you haven't done what they need it to trigger yet, and after this attacks, so you've already flipped for battle, their secret action didn't get revealed, or yours hasn't been revealed because maybe you're not defending yet. Goes either way. Has to be face down. Untap another 5-star or less boat character on your team. So again, would you want to do this? Attack of 1? That, you know, and even then, even if it's he's your last character to attack to a tap to attack. My brain's been putting backwards. You're only going to be able to untap a 5-star or less nautical, and I only have 1 or 2 here myself, and then we have the one official one. So there's not a whole lot of options. Number 1, number 2. Then yeah, you're going to get another attack out of that other character, but then you're all tapped out. That's it. Okay, so unless that could only happen as long as your opponent is tapped out. Okay, so there's that. Let's flip Foyl over. His attack does go up to 3. This is up at our lake house. Everything is flipped, so I doubt anybody that watches this owns this property, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell where it is anyway. Ranged character now. Attack goes up to 3. His defense goes up to 3. He is a character with only 10 health, which is kind of standard-ish for a 6-star character, I guess. Maybe a little low. When this attacks, and at least white are flipped for battle. Let me add that. Flip 2 more additional cards. So this is discounting any base cards yet, or any Power Masters equipped, etc. So you flip two whites for battle. Well, you're not going to be getting a whole lot of a possible attack or pierce that way, are you? Unless maybe they're hybrid, and if you want to call them white to be able to flip 2 more, you may not be getting whatever the other colors are. So there's a lot of interesting options now popping up in this game, so to speak, for a lot of neat tricks, including all of the other guys' cards. So that's Foyl. Okay, up next is Killswitch. Ooh, 4 characters, 1 video. Wow. I got a neat story for him. I mean, it's not much. Actually, I think this was at Logan Martin Lake where I got this picture. My son and I went up there for something. Been a while, and I took that picture. And I was looking for pictures to put boats in without having to draw the water, and I found this one, and I'm like, and it was a much bigger picture, and I did, and I'm like, that actually looks like it fits, even though it's a cartoon boat. Almost Roger Rabbit the image in there, but hey, he's a speedboat. Killswitch, he's a dual faction, he's an Autobot, he's a Decepticon, bounty hunter plus trader plus nautical because he's in alt mode. His little story real quick. He's a Decepticon. He's one of 3 characters. This all happened very organically. I didn't plan this. So there's Killswitch, Snap Switch, and Outer Switch. Killswitch being a boat on a lake in alt mode changed him. Thus, now he's a traitor because he's almost now opposed to the war. And he has kind of defected to the Autobot side, but he will still also fight for the Decepticon side. So he's riding both lines, but he's more aligned with the Autobots now than he was with the original Decepticons. And he's one of 3 Decepticon brothers that transform into boats. One of his other brothers, Snap Switch, also turns into a bass boat like him. But let's just keep going. He's an 8-star character, 3 to attack, 11 health, 1 defense. So pretty low defense in alt mode, but one of the first boats that has more than an attack of 1 or 2 in its alt mode. But he is an 8-star character. When this attacks, and at least white are flipped. Okay, Killswitch. I'm running out of time. 8-star hybrid faction character, Autobot and Decepticon, bounty hunter, trader, and nautical. So he's a bounty hunter, but he's not a mercenary like Fogbreak was. But lake life changed him. He has 3 brothers, if you remember: Outer Switch, Snap Switch, and Killswitch. Killswitch, them sort of incognito on the water, in the lakes, and the oceans. It changed Killswitch, which is kind of cool because of his name. It changed him. He didn't exactly turn into Beachcomber by any means, but he's more aligned with the Autobots than he is with his Decepticon brothers. So, because he's now just the lake life changed him into more of an easygoing character. So we have some interesting things going on here. 8-star character, boat and melee, bounty hunter, trader, and nautical. Attack of 3, health of 11, defense of 1, with tough 1. Sink. When you flip to this mode, each Decepticon you control has Pierce 2 for battle, which means that includes him too. At least an 8-star boat now. His attack his 3 at least in this in his alt mode. Let's flip him over to bot mode. Oh, and that image is from somewhere in Logan Martin Lake. My son and I went up there for a school function that he had 5 years ago. It's been a while. Killswitch. His bot mode, now he's just bounty hunter and trader. He's now ranged in his bot mode. This is actually, is that the Pensacola Destin? Maybe that's the Destin, Bridget Destin when we were down there for vacation one. I can't remember. He's on the beach now. Attack goes up to 4. His defense goes up to 2. We normally don't see that. When this attacks and at least 2 white pips are flipped for battle, this gets Pierce 2 until end of turn. Then you may flip this to alt mode. So let's change that to after, because when this attacks, when you have characters that say when this attacks, that normally triggers before you flip. This is triggering after the flip and after battle. So after this attacks and at least white are flipped for battle, this gets Pierce 2 until end of turn. Yeah, okay, I think I understand why I put win. So you can add the Pierce 2 to your attack. So when this attacks, this makes more sense. I apologize for changing this on the fly, putting it back the way I had it before. When this attacks and at least 2 whites are flipped for battle, it gets additional Pierce 2 until end of turn. Then you may flip this to alt mode. What did we just read in alt mode? Sink. When you flip to this mode, each Decepticon you control has Pierce 2. So that's the best way to get the most. It's very Russian roulette-ish. That was not a pretty sight of me. That, if he attacks in bot mode and you have other characters, Decepticon characters in their alt mode also untapped, they haven't attacked yet, your opponent maybe happens to be tapped out. That's the whole trick to this, is getting your opponents to get tapped out to try some of this stuff. And then in turn, you're going to give your the rest of your characters Pierce 2 until end of turn. So let me put in, I have for battle. My family's almost here. I got to call this quits, guys. So there's that. Now he had the tough one in alt mode and bot mode, while Killswitch is in this mode, bot mode. Each Autobot you control has tough 1 for battle. So he's kind of helping either way, but I mean, you don't have to use the sync ability. Gets triggered whether you flip him from bot to alt yourself or from the flip after he attacks, if you flip 2 white pips. Maybe that's a little too tricky. I don't know. But that's really all I have time for right now. But we got to go over a couple of different characters for a change. Flathead, Fogbreak, Foyl, and Killswitch. We're still not quite halfway there. A lot of more characters to go through. I hope you're enjoying these. The artwork, the new characters. If you're new to this station, if you're new to the channel, and you're like, whoa, where did this guy come from? Where do these characters come from? He made this? They're not drawn that great, but they're interesting and they're different, and you merged them with the game. Yeah, that was the whole point. We'll get to this the rest of the other two Switch brothers in another video. Actually, their outer switch is 2 away, and snap switch is like 6 away. So, because I'm going down in order and alphabetical, but maybe I'll break that for outer switch and snap switch next time. We'll see you next time. If you like this content, throw scraplets at the like button. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll for it. Or maybe putter, because we're in a boat.